Your resume or CV is the most important tool in your job search process. Uh, that's the first cut or the first look that the recruiter or hiring manager is gonna look at even before they get to meet you in person. So there has to be an impression that needs to be created. In fact, after gaining about 10 plus years of experience, I myself had about three different versions of my own CVs. Before I get into the details or specifics of my three versions of the CV or resume, I think it's important for you to know my background. So I started my career selling credit cards to the US back in Chennai in India. So it was a BPO firm. So that was my first career start. In a BPO, started selling credit cards to the US sitting in Chennai. Then I realized that it's not my cup of tea, and night shifts, though it was a flashy office and all of that, I thought that I have done my engineering in instrumentation and I wanted to get into an instrumentation job. I took up an instrumentation engineer job in a paper manufacturing plant over a period of about 1 year. So I looked at people around and the kind of lifestyle that they had. Nothing wrong, but it's just that I had other aspirations internally, and then I decided to do my MBA. And I did my MBA, and as soon as I completed, it was 2008. It was the year 2008 when the Great Recession happened, and luckily, touch wood, I was one of the students who got placed during that year, while many were not getting jobs during that tough times. And right after my MBA, I started with a IT services sales role. So I started selling testing services to Europe as a region. So during the software testing services, I realized that we are actually billing people on a contract. With our domain expertise, we are actually hiring people, and we are actually training them and deploying them to client side, and we are actually billing them. So that's how traditionally IT services companies operate. I was enjoying that role, but really I wanted to explore a bit more, and I thought, let me get into the core of that, which is body shopping business. Not just testing, it could be any development or any such role. I could do body shopping or contract staffing, and I was managing a large business portfolio in the contract staffing space with a leading company in India, and then slowly moved to Singapore to spearhead that body shopping business. And later I realized that in that particular business, the bread and butter is mainly identifying the right candidates for the right job or for the client needs, which is recruiting. And I also set up my own recruitment business, recruitment shop. I was successful, started doing recruitment, started building teams, and later in that journey, I realized that I had been a service provider giving recruitment services. Why not jump to the other side of the table? And I did that. Became a corporate talent acquisition professional, started heading TA as a function, multi-geography, multi-country roles, hired from campuses, etc. And then I really don't want to stop there. Been managing talent and HR as a function, and then I thought that let me also get into the new gen HR tech solutioning role and sales role. So right now this is what I do. So before I landed in such a role, by now I think you understand my background and the journey. Started off with selling credit cards to instrumentation engineer, and then IT software testing services sales, to body shopping or contract staffing sales, to recruitment, and then HR technology sales. Right. So I have transitioned so many roles myself. Right. So when I last transitioned to this role, my own CV, I had three different versions of CVs. Number one, I was positioning myself as a sales or a business development person for an executive search firm or a recruitment house. Because I have done that in the past, I have done my recruitment business, and I could anytime go back and build recruiting business. All we need to do is get clients on board, understand the requirements, and get the CVs and the right candidates, and we make our billings. Right. So that was the first CV that I had, positioning myself as a recruitment business leader. Number two, the second CV that I had for myself was being a corporate HR or a talent acquisition leader, building talent pipelines, talent branding, and talent initiatives for organizations. So that was the second CV that I had for myself. And the third CV that I had was coming from a HR solutions selling background, plus being a HR practitioner and managing the talent function within organizations. right. So with these two combinations, I position myself as a HR tech solutions or a HR tech salesperson. And so and this is the third role that I was positioning myself for. So I got an opportunity for number one role, which was executive search BD or a sales leadership role. Number two was the corporate TA role, but I really didn't find an opportunity for myself when I was relocating to Dubai. But the third role also, I had another opportunity, and this is the one that I picked because I had never done this in the past. So I wanted to explore this new country, new region, and let me try this HR tech sales role, right? So this is how I have built my career, future proofing my career. So this has been my three versions of the CVs, of my own CVs, I would say. So CV is the most important tool, and for you to build your CV, you need to have a right keyword friendly CV to crack the code. And so inside this community, we help you build this once you have chosen your career niche, and I look forward to welcoming you and seeing you inside.